Hello, and welcome to Introduction to your friendly neighborhood weed, the genus Taraxacum, or as you may know them, dandelions. We are very excited to share this intriguing topic with you, and hope that you will come away from this presentation much more knowledgeable. Now you, being an inquisitive mind, probably have a plethora of questions about dandelions. These questions could include, where do they come from? Should I kill them or leave them be? Are they edible? Are they an invasive species? And lastly, and most importantly, how do they affect our pond ecosystem? Now I'm here to answer these questions for you, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the 5-minute ride. We'll start with the origin of dandelions. The genus Taraxacum first evolved in Eurasia, that big green thing, 30 million years ago. Now, being the inquisitive mind we've already established that you are, you're probably thinking, if dandelions originated in Eurasia, how did they get over into North America and into my backyard? Well, first of all, good on you for questioning. And I have your answer. The Mayflower. It not only brought over Puritans, freedom, and bald eagles, but also the notorious dandelion weed. They have quickly spread across the continent to become the bane of every homeowner's lawn. But wait! Before you start spraying Roundup like it's your job, consider the following. Dandelions aren't actually a single species, but actually a huge genus called Taraxacum. Some botanists have divided Taraxacum into 34 macrospecies, or species that have large differentiations from the rest of the genus, and around 2,000 microspecies, species that have smaller differentiations. They reproduce asexually, which nets genetically identical offspring to the parents. The flower head changes to seeds that blow away in the wind to land and plant a new baby dandelion somewhere else. It's quite remarkable. Additionally, the head opens up in the morning to greet the sun and closes at night. I digress. Let's get on to the benefits and downsides that dandelions have. There are many benefits to dandelions, although they might not be apparent. But then again, you probably aren't a parent either. Dandelions are actually surprisingly useful in a couple ways that I'll bet you never thought of. For starters, dandelions are great colonizers. This means that when an ecosystem is destroyed, dandelions are a good candidate for the first new species to inhabit the new terrain. This is due to their method of seed dispersal. By morphing from a little yellow flower into a big old ball of puff, these seeds then are carried by the wind up to 300 meters from their original location. With that kind of seed dispersal, it's no wonder dandelions are some of the first to colonize. Another way dandelions are beneficial is through their medicinal use. Dandelions are a natural diuretic. Although there are many people who claim that there are other medicinal uses for this wonderful plant, none of them have been approved by the FDA, or anyone else for that matter. For all you lawn lovers out there who hate on dandelions, they might actually help you out. The long roots of the dandelions plants are able to reach deep below into Mother Earth and aerate the soil. If your yard has any flowers, dandelions can further help by attracting more bugs in order for pollination to occur in other plants. In a recent study done at UW-Madison, plots of land with dandelions were more likely to have bugs in them than plots of land without dandelions. Dandelions are essentially the Match.com of the plant world. Unfortunately, dandelions are not as perfect as, say, me. They can cause allergic reactions if people with latex allergies touch the stems. So don't do it if you're allergic to latex. Nobody wants to hear about your throat clogging up because of a dandelion. Another downside is that dandelions are classified as a noxious weed and are an invasive species. This means that although they can cause quite a stir because they specialize in messing with farmers. As a noxious weed, they are a nuisance to agriculture and spread very quickly. They are non-native and were introduced on accident. This is why they're noxious. Dandelions can also have a negative effect on the ecosystem by taking away resources from other inhabitants, and they don't have many predators. Although they can help with aerating and attracting pollinators, most lawn lunatics love the look of a lush green landscape, so naturally, when spotting dandelions, they can get angry. Dandelions take over lawns like nothing else. So back to you, the inquisitive thinker. You're probably wondering what this all has to do with our pond ecosystem. Well, hold on. I'll tell you. Dandelions are obviously a very crucial part of the pond ecosystem. As you can see, there is Colin holding a bouquet of dandelions. Wow. Very cool. Anyway, as we dive into our ecosystem, we can examine how each aspect of dandelions has an impact on it. Our pond ecosystem was man-made. This means that an ecosystem had to be destroyed in order to put the pond where it is. I would put money on the dandelions to be one of the first plants to inhabit the area around the newly made pond due to their method of seed dispersal. The dandelions impact around the area around the pond by aerating the soil, allowing for other plants to thrive on the fertile soil. The dandelions also help out other plants by attracting bugs needed for pollination. How generous, considering that dandelions can reproduce asexually. There are, however, probably some plants who would like the dandelions ousted. These are most likely to be plants that compete with dandelions for other resources. Because dandelions don't have many predators, the other plants are easily outcompeted for resources such as sunlight, water, and soil. So maybe the dandelions only aerate the soil for themselves. Either way, the dandelions win. Humans play an important role in shaping the evolutionary lineage of dandelions. By cutting the grass, we are selecting for a certain trait in dandelions: being short. By being short enough so the lawnmower blade does not reach them, short dandelions are more fit and therefore are more likely to survive than tall dandelions who are taken out at the fell swoop of a mower. Walking through fields, a biology class is the prime seed spreading machine. By simply walking outside through the fields full of dandelions, we have aided in spreading their seeds. By selectively choosing the biggest, puff-balliest dandelions, we are selecting for certain traits. This could counteract selecting for short dandelions, as we all enjoy kicking the big ones better. I mean, they do go farther. If GHS uses weed killer to get rid of dandelions, by the looks of it, not a chance, then this could also be a form of artificial selection. Plants who are resistant to a certain type of weed killer will survive and pass their genes on to future generations of dandelions. And that's the human impact and our presentation. Thank you for your attention. #Booyah.